Hey book lovers, Christina here with a surprisingly heavy stack of nonfiction titles. I am going to put these down so I can show them to you right now. First up, we have Pop-Up Butterflies. I love our pop-up series, and Butterflies is no exception. It is a gorgeous book full of details. This is a fact book, so it's full of butterfly facts about how they can hide from predators, facts about the biggest butterfly, and so on. And there's even at the back a QR code that you can scan to hear the story read aloud. We have a brand new nonfiction board book series called Usborne Life Cycles, and here we have one little frog, and it tells the life cycle of the frog. And so it starts off with a frog swimming in a pond, has lots of eggs, and you can see here there are cutouts throughout the way, and we get to watch how a frog grows and then how it reproduces, and then that frog, each of those frogs go on to lay their own eggs, and the cycle starts all over again. We have a new addition to our Usborne Beginner series, and it is sloths. I mean, who doesn't love sloths, right? This series is full of real photos of different animals or different topics, and it is great for those beginning readers who are starting to read a little bit longer books. It is informative, it has a glossary, it has an index, it has a table of contents, so it's great for teaching those elements of nonfiction, and just great for those kids who love learning new facts. And they're hardcover books for just $4.99. You cannot beat that. We have a new addition to our Get Started series, and that's Get Started with Our World. Now, in this book, we get to follow around some bugs as they show us the geography of our world. And I love this because we are learning so much, but it's done almost in a comic-y sort of style. There's lots of speech bubbles and just captions, and it's done in a very approachable, fun way to get to learn more about this world that we live in. We have a brand new series, 24 hours in space and 24 hours in the jungle are what we have so far. And in these nonfiction books, they are told in a comic book style. These were written with the help of consultants who are experts in their field, so it is full of really great information. There is an index and a glossary at the end, and there's also here at the beginning some more Usborne quick links. So if your child is really interested in the things that they're learning in this book, there are different websites that are suggested for them to go to and find out even more information. When I was showing my children the catalog of the new titles that were coming, this is the book that they both got so excited about. My kids are fact lovers. They just love learning new things, those kind of dinner party conversation sorts of things. And so Everything Under the Sun was really exciting to them. Now, this book was written by Molly Oldfield, and she is a podcaster who has a podcast called Everything Under the Sun, and it is for curious kids. This book is a different question for every single day of the year. They were submitted by children and answered by Molly and her team. It has beautiful illustrations. It has just so many neat facts in it. Oh, and it's a great coffee table book. It's something that if you homeschool, you could add it to kind of just your daily routine. I'm planning on adding it to our morning basket where we just do the things that we do every day. Just, hey, let's learn a new fact today. And it'll just, I know it's one that we'll go back to again and again. We have a new addition to our All About series, and this is all about worries and fears. And in this book, children get a very gentle introduction to the worries, fears, anxieties that they might be feeling, knowing they aren't alone in those feelings. And it gives them strategies to help themselves feel better when they start to have those anxious feelings come up. The That's a Job series is a favorite in my house. And so when I saw I like the performing arts, what jobs are there? I knew I had to have it. My kids both love to perform, and to be able to introduce them to some possible jobs that are centered around the performing arts is just really neat. Now, if you have children that are not into the performing arts, don't fret. Look into sports or animals or the outdoors. There are so many other titles in this series that might appeal to your child. I know that this series has been wonderful for our family. It's just been able to open up a lot of conversations about motivation and pros and cons for different things. It's a great, great series. On the count of three, we're all going to awe together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Aww. It's so cute. Look at that. Life-size baby animals. I love our life-size books. We have our first life-size book, which is all about animals, and then we have life-size dinosaurs as well, but life-size baby animals. Now this is totally up my alley. I mean, is there anything just more adorable than a baby animal? And to see them as the actual size that they are in real life in all different types of habitats is really neat. Here at the end, there's even a spot where you get to see a really big baby animal, and it's really cool to be able to unfold this next to your child and they can see how they stack up to the baby elephant, or to see how they measure up to that teeny tiny little baby seahorse. And at the back there is a kind of measuring area where you can see how many of these life-size books it would take to equal that particular animal. So for example, a African elephant adult is 13 life-size books tall, where a baby elephant is just 3 life-size books tall. Just a really, really neat book.